Welcome to duty.
Battlefield 2 has to be one of the coolest shooters I've played in a while. And it's for a very simple reason. The fact that it has bot support. Everything you see in this is because of bots. I didn't play with humans one time during the filming of this. So, let's dive into this game. Battlefield was published by EA Games, but developed by DICE. Yeah, look at that retro DICE logo. Classic. And I can't express how well this game does like street combat. It feels so real, even though it's, not Arma. Just running through the street, dodging explosions, and, being afraid the fact that you're not in a vehicle protected. It's intense, and it's a great feeling. I had so much fun playing this game that I forgot that I was actually, filming for a video, because usually I'm writing down notes as I go and trying to point out things by pointing the camera at it. But here, I just got so immersed in playing that I really forgot OBS was running. Now, I know what you're going to be thinking right now for veteran Battlefield players is about the black bars on the side. And I can kind of clear this up by saying, when I first started playing this, I actually have the retail version. I got it off eBay because they took this off Steam, and I've never played this game before, and I really wanted to, play it and film it. And, it come out as 1.0, and I didn't realize that widescreen support came out in a later update. But because EA doesn't support this game anymore, I had to go download a mod to get the new update features. And as you see it here, this is full screen, along with a custom map and some custom weapons. If you're wondering what mods I'm using Allied Intent Extended, which is a great mod that adds more bots and things of that nature, but I'll talk about that in a minute. This game does have some extreme bot support, which is insane for a Battlefield game, considering that Battlefield 3, 4, Hardline, and so on and so forth don't really have mods, if at all. And this one has pirates and like Vietnam and all sorts of mods, including this really generic zombie one. I showcased this one because, well, what game doesn't have a zombie mod? So of course I had to show it, right? But yeah, there's a ton of mods. And like I said, it's the only way to get the updates to get it up to widescreen support. And as you can see here, I didn't really get that mod while I was playing the zombie mode. But, hey, let's go back to full screen. If you play this game without mods, then you're only going to have bot support up to 16, while this mod adds up to 64 support with some custom maps and makes the AI use vehicles a little bit better. As you can see here, the AI is using vehicles in the air, shooting and killing people. It's pretty crazy because I can think of a lot of games where bots don't actually use vehicles. But I'm not saying they're 100% super smart, because as you can see here, this bot just totally didn't realize I was there, and then I shoot this one in the back. It's sort of hit or miss. Sometimes they're really smart, and sometimes they're not. But the fact that the AI is actually flying planes is enough for me to be happy, because, what game really does that well these days? Speaking of flying, I can really appreciate that Battlefield 2's flight controls are simple and straightforward. I feel like every game does flight differently, and it's usually really dumb or it's really smart. You can customize controls in this game, but I didn't have to do that for the plane. I just got in and flown. It was great. And yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. I hate that I've never played this game before, and if you haven't, you really need to pick it up and get the Allied Intent Extended mod. It is such a phenomenal experience. One thing that's going to be a little bit different for people accustomed to the newer Battlefields is that there's not a loadout system. All the classes have the same weapons, and there is stuff to unlock, but not like in the way you're thinking. You don't customize weapons or anything. And the Allied Extend mod's pretty good for single-player people if you want to have leaderboards and ranks and stuff like that. But even if you manage to find Battlefield 2 servers, don't expect sort of like a progression system like that of the newer Battlefields. But that's not really necessarily a bad thing, is it? Best part about these mods is custom maps. As you can see here, this is the UN, and we're fighting China. And the moment that I get into this BMP, you should probably notice that Battlefield 2 is like older Battlefield 3. And I think it's safe for me to say that, because a lot of people praise Battlefield 2 on being the best one in the series. And I know that I'm not playing with real people, and people will use that against me as proof why I don't really know what I'm talking about, and that Battlefield 2 is undoubtedly the best one. I just wasn't there for the height of its period of play. But I can say that this is pretty much Battlefield 3 without the Micheal Bay filters. And, well, I'm kind of glad for that. You don't get blinded by the sun. You don't have the sun flares. You don't have that like wet stuff all over your screen. You know what I'm talking about. It's Battlefield. It's war without all the cinematic flair and fluff. However, there is some gameplay elements of the later games that I enjoy that they improved upon. But the reason why I would say that this is the one that's better, like the reason why Battlefield 2 is better, is because of the mod support and because of the bot support. So I feel like it's really hard to say which one's better, Battlefield 2 or Battlefield 3, because they're better in their own ways. Like, yeah, that's a good way to put it. For single-player reasons, Battlefield 2 all day long. But Battlefield 3 was such a great multiplayer with rush mode and some of the maps, and just, yeah, I love Battlefield 3. But enough about comparisons. Let's keep talking about this game, this amazing masterpiece this is. The gunplay is relatively simple. I don't think there really is bullet drop. I've never had problems with shooting at long distances. So take this P90, you know, I'm easily taking people out, and the range isn't really bothersome. But like I said, I've never fired at super long ranges, and I didn't use a sniper rifle the entire time I played, but seeing as I shot that guy at the distance I did with a submachine gun, I don't think the gunplay is really that realistic, which, hey, that's not a bad thing. Something really fun to do is to get in these howitzers and take out targets in long ranges. As you can see here, I see my guys down there. I'm just looking around. But next thing you know, I see kind of a tank come around the side of a building, and I start shooting these shells at it. Man, this is so cool. Such a great feeling just to take out targets from afar. Reminds me of Arma. Look at that. But speaking of the AI being smart, I see this plane coming towards me, and the next thing you know, he drops bombs. And he drops 2 bombs on me and destroys me. That is awesome. The bots are awesome in this. I love that. At one point in time, I had to steal an enemy aircraft to go back to our carrier because the AI managed to land and take our carrier. What? Like, I don't know about you, but I thought that was just the most intense thing in the world. The fact that the AI managed to take our carrier. Like, wow. So yeah, that's Battlefield 2. I really don't know what more to say without spending too much time. I like to keep these videos relatively short. Just know that if you've played Battlefield 3 or 4, you get the idea, and it's just a little bit older, and that's not a bad thing. It's a very fun game, and I'm glad with the bot support that I managed to play it. I played this for hours. I got tons and tons of footage. I didn't really know what to show and what not to show because so much happened. So many airstrikes, so many just bombardments, so many awesome custom maps. So if you want to play this and you don't want to get it through illegal means, then you're going to have to buy it off eBay on CD-ROM. Know that there is 3 discs, and some of the versions you might find will be complete editions with DLC and stuff like that, and the expansion packs. But most of the mods include those already. So if you do buy it, just make sure that it has 3 discs. And I will put some listings in the description below of some good deals, and maybe I can find one that was relatively the same amount of what I paid for. The Steam one's not available anymore, and I think you can still buy Steam keys off G2A, but I bet they're more expensive than they are for the CD versions. And that's pretty much all the way you're going to do because EA and DICE does not support this game anymore. They killed the servers a long time ago. So yeah, I'm Moon Blackwell with CD-ROM Fossil, and this has been Battlefield 2. Make sure you check out our website, our Patreon, and all our other social media links. You can go down in the description below for that. And thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to go blow some stuff up and kill things with my little submachine gun.